What is up, guys? It's Charr here. I know it's been a while again, but we are finally back with another video. So this is probably gonna be maybe one of the few videos I'll make, and it's basically just gonna be, well, before we get to that, um, Sun and Moon released about a week ago, give or take, a little more than a week. It came out a week ago Friday actually, but many of you guys may have picked it up, many of you guys might have not. I know that I don't really make Pokemon videos, but I think I'm going to start making this a more Pokemon oriented channel. So let's get out of that. Sun and Moon did release recently, and yeah, there's a lot of people who, it's a new generation, so there's always going to be a changing meta, and you have to get used to it and get yourself back started after beating a game, getting into the competitive scene like I have. And one of the most important things is the Destiny Knot. Now, I don't know at this point if there's any other way to get the Destiny Knot other than hacking or through 48 BP, which is a super expensive price for basically something that you need to get competitive Pokemon. Because as many of you guys might not know, the Destiny Knot passes on 5 IVs from the parent, and basically you use that to manipulate your Pokemon to get 5 perfect IVs to be a competitive Pokemon. Among nature, which you use the Everstone for. So I know for me at least, when I was trying to get BP after I beat the game with my with the team that I beat the game with, I was not able to sufficiently beat the battle tree. And I know me and my other friends have had problems with this. The battle tree is tough, and then the battle royale is even worse because they have megas available for them as soon as the battle tree starts. So the battle tree has this one strategy, and I'm a bit into the super single battles at this point, and I want to cover a few things that the battle tree does. The battle tree will obviously counterpick you Pokemon. They obviously don't want you to win, so they'll get Pokemon that are tough for your team to deal with. They'll counterpick your moves. Like if you use Sucker Punch, I know for me, the AI lets you get maybe one off, and then it'll just spam all of its status moves. Like even if you're paralyzed or something, and you go for Sucker Punch, it'll just Thunder Wave you over and over. Like no normal player would do that, but the AI knows that you're trying to get a kill with Sucker Punch, so it's not gonna let you register the Sucker Punch to kill them. But your main goals are 1, to kill the Pokemon, and 2, to avoid status, because I've noticed again that a lot of them like to put status such as use stuff such as Thunder Wave and Toxic to try to wear down your team or to just cheese you out. They'll use Confusion a lot too. So these 3 Pokemon are easily obtainable after you beat the game. Maybe you used one of them in your playthrough, and it can definitely help you with the battle tree. So let's get it started. So the first Pokemon I'm going to talk about today is Tapu Koko. Now, this is the Pokemon that you fight after you beat the game. Of course, this is going to be minor spoilers. You fight him, you kill him, you should kill him, unless you don't really care about being a big competitive person, because if you kill him, he'll come back later, which means you can manipulate his nature with a synchronizer such as Abra, and you can soft reset for good IVs. So the one that I'm using has Timid. I know its attack is higher, but I like running special attacking. Timid with the Life Orb. He has 3 perfect IVs. He has it in speed, special attack, and I think special defense. The other 2 don't really matter because basically this is going to be your main attacker in this strategy. With this strategy, I was able to complete the whole all the single battles up to the Pokemon like Master at the end, which I'm not going to spoil because it's pretty cool when you get to it. And I've managed to get to floor 15 in super single battles. That's before I stopped to take a break, so I don't know how far this will get you. But trust me, this is a team that I've been using to earn BP fast. I've gotten all the power items, and I'm working on getting the competitive items now. So let's go over his moveset one by one and explain the mindset. We got Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, and Grass Knot with the Life Orb. So the Life Orb is a good item in the battle tree because your Pokemon get healed after every battle, and it's only 3 Pokemon, so you can get a couple of strong hits off without having to worry about dying because they heal your Pokemon right afterwards. Volt Switch is just in case it's an unfavorable matchup and you want to get some damage, or maybe you don't think you can kill them in one hit, but they can kill you. Thunderbolt is obviously for stab. It gets boosted. Oh, I didn't talk about his ability, Electric Surge. I don't know the other effects, but I know that it boosts electric moves and it prevents status effects on electric Pokemon. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on that. But Thunderbolt is obviously his main stab. It hits super hard even with the Life Orb. I also have him maxed EV'd in special attack and speed. Dazzling Gleam is his other coverage for Fairy, and he has Grass Knot for bulky waters or really heavy grounds that you'll find in the battle tree. He does a really good job at avoiding status. He can one-shot a lot of the Pokemon that will come at you with Thunderbolt, and if you don't think you can one-shot, you can basically Volt Switch into one of the other two. So now that we're done with Tapu Koko, we're going to get to the next one, which would be Mudsdale. So Mudsdale is an interesting pick. Many of you guys are like, why? He's so slow, he's so weak, why would you ever use him? Mudsdale has a surprising amount of bulk, especially with the ability Stamina. If you don't have it with Stamina, I would definitely recommend it. For this moveset, I'm running High Horsepower, Superpower, Stomp, and Earthquake. I don't really use Stomp too much. I don't really use High Horsepower too much. Basically, you're just using him for Earthquake and Superpower. He can tank hits for you. Let's say you're going against an electric type with Tapu Koko and you can't kill it in one hit. You can Volt Switch out into him. There's a lot of electric types. And he can just take up the attack. Of course, not take damage because he's ground type. Earthquake is super useful. It's his main stab attack. It does a lot of damage. Superpower takes out those Pokemon that are kind of hard for this team to take out, like Ferrothorn and stuff like that. Ferrothorn, you'll definitely want to send him in. Well, not him in. You shouldn't send him. You want to send the other Pokemon that I will reveal here in a second because he is not super great because he has the weakness to the type, obviously. Yeah, but I used him. Usually, my turns in the battle tree would consist of me Volt Switching into him. The opponent would try to go for a status, maybe a Thunder Wave or something, and I would just switch into him and kill them the next turn. They would do like no damage because I'd switch him in on a resisted type, so he gets his defense boost and he can kill them. Also, I'm running Citrus because he has a lot of health, he has a lot of defenses, and those really help with his survivability in the battle tree. So we're done with him, and now it's time he's a good ground type. Now to move on to the next Pokemon, which is Komala. Now this one is even more interesting. You might be wondering, like, why in the world would you use a Komala? So this is really just me. This is just a sample team that you could try out. It's bringing me great success. Tapu Koko is definitely the most important one. You can probably switch off the other two interchangeably, but this one is very important. I mean, he's not super important, but he has clutched out games for me. He has decent bulk, being only normal type. He's only weak to fighting, so he can take maybe 1 or 2 or 3 hits. He has Sucker Punch, obviously, to get rid of anything that might be low on health or anything that managed to kill your Tapu Koko, so it can be a good revenge killer. He has Brick Break for coverage for Ferrothorn, basically. The Ferrothorns in the battle tree usually just spam Thunder Wave against him. I guess the AI just really isn't that smart and know that Comatose is an ability, so he can't get affected by status. I basically built this team around not having to worry about status and being able to survive with decent coverage. Yawn helps sometimes when you're fighting against stalling Pokemon with Roost and stuff. It really is helpful. And then we also have Slab. Now, I don't have a better normal move as of now. You could probably replace this with something better. But I also give him the Normalium Z. You could probably give him Leftovers if you want to run that. But I found that Z move, Slam, gets a lot of clutch kills on types that the other two can't hit, or maybe just to come in and survive a hit and revenge kill. It's sort of a revenge kill, but he won't always outspeed. But I found it as a really strong Pokemon. So yeah, that'll wrap up my video today. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I hope you guys could learn something. Again, Tapu Koko is probably the most important out of all of these. He can basically, or there's really have a gender, can basically one-shot every single Pokemon in the battle tree. If even if it's not resisted, even if it's like normally effective, he can usually one-shot most of them with Thunderbolt. And if not, you just Volt Switch out into one of these two. This is just for anybody who is wondering, like, how can I get a competitive start? How am I supposed to beat the battle tree if I can't get competitive Pokemon in the first place? And are going through the hassle of maybe winning like 2 games and then losing. And that's just a lot of work for just no little payoff. If you put in the work to get a team like this or a team like mine, exactly like mine, or maybe something similar to it, it can bring you great success. I farmed up, like I said, all the battle items, the Destiny Knot, and yeah. So just make sure you're cognizant of your Pokemon. Make sure you save Tapu Koko the most that you can, because he's your primary attacker. The other two can win battles, like they've clutched stuff out for me when Tapu Koko is finished, like I've said earlier. But yeah, so I think that'll be it. Tell me what you guys thought below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Tell me if you want more content like this coming your way, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.